Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host, and I'm welcoming you to my review of The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, a Veggietales movie. The title on the DVD says, A Veggietales Movie, The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, but it's credited as The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, a Veggietales Movie. Yes, this is the big screen version and the sequel to Jonah, a Veggietales movie released by Big Idea Productions. They help Universal out with this. So, I'm going to kind of give my quick thoughts on the Veggietales franchise before I get into the review and the plot summary. I'm not a fan of Veggietales. The biggest problem I have with that franchise is they get too religious and basically they basically shove religion down your throat. Now, I'm not a religious person. I've said that before in my Prince of Egypt review. So, I'm just not a religious person. But I used to watch Veggietales as a kid because my church back in the day, we would go over to, I believe it was called the Good Shepherd Club. It was a church, it was a thing that the church did every single school year. And they would take us into the entertainment room, and it was a really nice room, and they would have Veggietales. Also, Vacation Bible School I used to go to had Veggietales. They would play that. They had a Veggietales theme. So with that out of the way, what did I think of this iteration of Veggietales? Well, it was really, really good. This movie came out in 2008, and I really did like this movie. Now, let's actually talk about The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. I'll just call it that. I'll just call it that instead of calling it The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, a Veggietales movie. We're just going to call it that. So let's go ahead. I'll read the plot right here. Set sail for an adventure. Larry the Cucumber, Mount Lunt, I hope I pronounced that right, Pa Grape, find themselves on the ride of their lives when they are mysteriously whisked back into time when pirates ruled the high seas as they help a brave princess rescue her brother from a dastardly pirate villain. They battle evil cheese curds, a giant rock monsters, and their own fears and become the most unlikely hero you've ever seen. Most unlikely heroes you've ever seen. It's a swashbuckling good time for the whole family. Yeah, this was really, really good. Now, that's really the summary, but basically, the film starts out with, we're in 17th century during the pirate era, the ARG era, but it focused on a play at the beginning. So, Larry the Cucumber, I'm just going to say, he plays a character named Elliot. And he meets another character named Ellie. So we get these two characters, which, by the way, this is the first time they appear in the Veggietales movie. And right off the bat, they're basically Larry, Pa Grape, and Mount Lit. These three guys are doing a play there. And they find this mysterious, like, I want to say it was like a ball or globe, something like that. So they get it, and then right away they leave the city, and now they're in 17th century, where that's where most of it is. So we're entering into another bad guy who's like the main pirate, and the two of them are like literally fighting each other. And they're trying to basically battle to survive. So then they meet on the way. The other two characters, the one brother is taken away. He's locked in the dungeon. So they're on the mission to try to go save them, but they're worried they're not going to make it back to modern time, of what time period is set. They don't really explain time period. They say 72, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I was looking at my phone right now. So, yeah. This movie has a bunch of unknowns. The only well-known actor in this is Cam Clark, who's been a voice actor from the original Ninja Turtles to Metal Gear Solid. So Ken Clark's done a lot. He also voiced Spider-Man in the Sega CD Spider-Man game for that system. But yeah, this is a ton of fun. Though the animation is actually pretty good. The idea for this came from the original movie that this came out before this was called Jonah, a Veggietales movie. I did see that back in the day, and I thought that was okay. I've never seen a trailer of this on the Evan Almighty DVD, and then I had like a Mummy volume, the Mummy Animated Series Volume 1, I do believe. It had a trailer for that, and I was super intrigued. I was like, I gotta hunt this down, and this was actually a ton of fun. It doesn't go in the whole preachy aspect, but it goes and has that message. I think the message in the end to be a hero, just be a very good person, be a hero, and that's what you really have the message, instead of just trying to shove religion down your throat. And just the biggest problem Veggietales is the religious aspect. I didn't mind the animation of the characters. I just thought it just got too preachy. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. But this movie has a message, but it's not really preaching to the audience and telling kids, hey kids, you need to learn this Bible verse. Hey kids, there's a Bible message at the end. It doesn't do that. The hero ball in that, this hero globe that zaps him back, is the main aspect of this movie. So right off, like I said at the beginning, the only characters come back are these two, and I believe that Asparagus character isn't as well, so 4 from this. I was hoping Bob the Tomato, who was like Larry the Cucumber's friend, if you watch Veggietales like I am, you probably know who he is. He's not in this. Well, he's in the menus on the DVD and in the Big Idea logo, but that's really about it for him. He was in the previous film Jonah, but he's not in this. Kind of wish he did, but I don't know if the writers got sick and tired of the character and want to have these two characters be the main aspect of this movie. But this movie was pretty fun. I'm going to shock you guys, but I had a really good time with this. I thought the message at the end was really good. It had a happy ending, though when I did watch, I thought, oh, well, okay, if there's one problem I have with it, it's the bad guy. I'm sick and tired of these children's movies where a character you think gets killed, but no, the character comes back, and it's just really, really drives me nuts. Another example is the Hey Arnold Jungle movie. The problem I have with that movie was La Sombra gets hit with the arrow. I'm going to kind of give the spoiler for a different movie. Gets hit with the arrow, but somehow comes back with the poison, but then falls to his death. I'm sorry, but I felt that same thing with watching this, when watching The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. I kind of wish he would have been done, said and done, but whatever. That's my only complaint with the movie. So, I will say this, if you're not a fan of Veggietales, you're not going to really get anything out of this. But somebody who thinks that Veggietales is just a mediocre franchise, this movie was a big, pleasant surprise. This right here, this is another tough one, because although I like this movie, I'm going to say this right now, I really did enjoy this movie. Another religious franchise I did kind of like was McGee and Me. I kind of wish they made that into a movie, but that wasn't too bad. That was like, that had religious elements, but again, it can be the other way. But yeah, like I said again, I think I mentioned everything. I really do like the characters. I said this before and said this again. This is a really solid movie. I think the characters are great. Larry the Cucumber is just, he is so likable in this. I like the idea. I think because it has to be, I think because it was a pirate related movie, And you had so much like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. You had another movie called Stardust, which also focused on pirates and stuff like that. But if you can ignore all that, yes, I can recommend The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. I think for what it is, it's a really solid movie. The characters are just super likable, and it's fun. If you want to be able to experience a movie that doesn't get too preachy, this is a fun watch. I had a really, really good time. This is going to be a hard list. Like I said, this year's top 10 list, if I get this finished before the end of the year, this is going to be another tough one, because if I didn't watch a lot of good movies, this one would probably be on my 10 best list. I think for a movie based on a series that I'm not really a fan of, this was a solid, fun watch. It's not too religious to the point of trying to shove it down, to try to again, I hate to bring this up again, but this does not shove religion down your throat. This movie feels like a movie. It feels like it does things different than any other film. It has a really good message without being too preachy. Basically, just be a good person, be a hero, and just, wow. This movie is really good. I had a great time with this movie. Though it's not perfect, and I do think there are some moments that sway onto the few, but I think the moments, it's because of the ending, but I think it works out. At the end of the day, I am going to recommend this. I don't want to be too long with this. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a rock monster there's a really cool cover of Rock Lobster, but they call it Rock Monster, I do believe. The fight with the rock monster was actually pretty good. I forgot to mention there's a rock monster in the film that, yeah, he's the side bad guy. The scene with the cheese curds, they thought they stumbled into gold, but they stumbled into these cheese curds that have like teeth, which is actually kind of funny. And the message at the end, like I said, message at the end of the film, it's still a good movie. And yes, I can recommend this. If you want a movie for the whole family, definitely check out The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. So, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and rate this movie. I'm going to give The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, this is probably going to shock you guys, a 4 out of 5. This may be one of the few times where I can say I actually like a Veggietales movie. I know that's saying a lot for somebody who never really got into that franchise even as a kid, but I did like Jonah, and this movie was, like I said, it's probably better in my opinion. But I think if you're into family movies and want to show a kid this movie, then yes, I can recommend it for that. It's a solid, fun watch, and yes, it's a very darn good movie that I said again, guys, I can recommend this. So that's my review of The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like the content of the channel, like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all my video notifications so you don't miss a single video on my channel. I also do plenty of vlogs, Vlog City videos, my Universal videos, my Vlog City series, collection updates. I do all that good stuff. So like I said, I have lots of stuff. Swing on over to the site, see what you guys see on there. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. I still think this is really good, and this is almost dead close to being on my 10 best list. But as I said, guys, it was a surprise. It was a sleeper in my opinion. So, like I said, guys, do yourselves a favor. Don't sleep on this movie. Check out The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. It's a solid watch from start to finish. And yeah, and that's it, guys. And as always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.